يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله السلام عليك يا رسول الله السلام عليك يا حبيبي يا نبي الله يا رسول الله صلى الله على محمد.
As Muslims all over the world face Qiblah for prayers, so do all schools focus on Qiblah schools to emulate beautiful innovations. Our nursery and primary schools enjoy good teaching aid facilities as our team of qualified and committed teachers leave no stone unturned, ranging from academics to moral and religious teachings. Qiblah High School as well is a place to be with spacious playground, very conducive learning environment, library, ICT and indoor games rooms are not only well stocked but also equipped with state-of-the-art facilities. Our students perform brilliantly well at all external examinations as well as various core and extracurricular activities. Qiblah schools, comprising of preparatory and high schools, is at plot 2 to 5 Ibadan Southwest Multipurpose Scheme at Leshiloye, Ibadan. Telephone 0805-272-5253 or 0803-313-2027. Qiblah schools, we set the pace.
Alhamdulillah wa kafa wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of incomparable majesty. We thank Him, we adore Him, we glorify His name. We testify to His oneness. He has no associate, He has no partner. He alone we worship and He alone we ask for help. We equally testify to the messengership and prophethood of Holy Prophet Muhammad. May the peace and benediction of Allah be upon His noble soul, His household, His companions, and the majority of Muslims till the day of accountability. You are welcome to your favorite program, Message from Qiblah, sponsored by Qiblah Schools, Leshiloye, Ibadan. This morning we want to look at the righteousness expected of us in the month of Ramadan and their virtues. We know that in the month of Ramadan, Allah has made fasting therein a compulsory act upon every faithful Muslim, and that does not mean that that is the only act of ibadah we are to do in the month of Ramadan. There are a number of acts of ibadah, there are a number of activities that we must endeavor to partake in, and one of the things that we should note is a sadaqah, that in this month of Ramadan, it is expected of us to be generous. It is expected of us to be offering alms to the poor Muslims, to the needy Muslim families, particularly in this month of Ramadan. Because the Prophet ﷺ used to be generous in his life history and most generous in the month of Ramadan. So we have a report that Kana Nabi Sallallahu Ajwad Nas wa Kana Ajwaj ma yakunu fi Ramadan. That Prophet Sallallahu was a generous person and he used to be most generous in the month of Ramadan. So we should emulate our noble Prophet Sallallahu by also exercising generosity in this month of Ramadan. And how do we do that? We offer alms, we give sadaqah, we give iftar to the poor Muslims, to the needy Muslim families. And the reward of this is equivalent to the reward of a fasting person. Because we have it in hadith reported by Imam Ahmad and Tirmizi, and it is authentic, that man fatara as-sa'ima falahu ajruhu min ghairi an yanqusa min ajri as-sa'im shay'an. That whoever gives anything to a fasting person to break his fast, in terms of food or in terms of drink, then the person, we have reward that is equivalent to the reward of a fasting person, without anything being declined from the reward of the fasting person. So what we are saying in essence is that if you feed a fasting Muslim by providing iftar for him, by providing something with which he can break his fast, then you have a full reward of a fasting person. The full reward of a fasting person shall be yours. And the person that received that alms from you, his own reward will not be diminished in any way. And that is a very great reward for you if you can be given iftar to the needy, the fasting Muslims in this month of Ramadan. Then we are also encouraged to participate in the optional night prayer, and that is Salatul Taraweeh. So in this month of Ramadan, after breaking our fast, after Salatul Maghrib and after Isha, we do observe Taraweeh, and that is optional indeed, but it is meritorious. It is highly rewarding, because we have it in an hadith where the Prophet ﷺ was reported to have said that Man qama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaban ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbihi. Whoever observes optional night prayer, Salat Taraweeh, imanan, with sincere faith, wa ihtisaban, and hoping for a reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, such a person will have his previous sins expiated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive such a person his previous sins. And what are we looking for in this month of Ramadan? It's not forgiveness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's not His mercy. And we can attain His mercy, we can attain His forgiveness by observing Taraweeh regularly in this month of Ramadan. We shouldn't deceive ourselves. Taraweeh is characterized by long-standing. We stand for a long time in the course of observing Taraweeh. And it is not a kind of salah that we observe snappily, we observe very quickly. No, we have to exercise patience in the course of observing Taraweeh. That is its characteristic. And at the same time, Tilawatul Quran al-Kareem, we should celebrate the recitation of the Quran in this glorious month of Ramadan. So our days and our nights, we should be busy with the recitation of Quran, because Quran was revealed in the month of Ramadan, and the Prophet ﷺ used to learn Quran from Jibril alayhi salam in the month of Ramadan. Jibril will come down and teaches the Prophet ﷺ Quran in the glorious month of Ramadan. And if we are also doing the same thing, we are learning Quran or we are reciting Quran, then this will be an act of ibadah for us in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this glorious month of Ramadan. Because in this month of Ramadan, if you are able to complete as many Quran as possible, from Baqarah to Nas severally, in fact, the word that we accrued to us before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be immeasurable. Because pronouncing a word, or let me say pronouncing a letter in Quran, is an act of righteousness. And a single act of righteousness recorded will be in the manifold of 10. So imagine, so if you are able to read a page of Quran, look at the number of letters in a page, then multiply each letter by 10 rewards, then you see that it will be uncountable. If you can endeavor to read as many chapters as possible, or to complete as many mushaf as possible in this glorious month of Ramadan. The another interesting thing about this recitation of Quran and this observance of Taraweeh in the month of Ramadan is that the two will intercede for us before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of judgment. But Prophet ﷺ reported to have said, As-siyam wa qiyam yashfa'ani la'abdi yawm al-qiyamah, that our next prayer, the prayer we observe by reciting Quran for a longer time, and the fasting itself, these two will intercede for us on the day of judgment before Allah. يقول الصوم رب مناعة الطعام والشراب بالنهار. Then first we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, I prevented him from eating and from drinking in the days of Ramadan. The fasting will be telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala this. And our recitation of Quran at night, recitation of Quran while standing in the course of observing Taraweeh, or just pure recitation of Quran, this Quran will also come as a person before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and intercede. What will Quran be saying? وَيَقُولُ Quran, Verse said, Quran will be saying, Mana'atu unnam bil-layl fashafana bi. The Quran will be telling Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, I prevented him from sleeping at night. He was busy reciting me at night. I prevented him from sleeping. Fashafana bi. Oh Allah, accept our intercession. Oh Allah, be pleased with this person. So imagine. So if recitation of Quran can intercede for us before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and our fasting in this month of Ramadan can also intercede for us, why can't we put in our best and observe fasting in the best manner and complete as many chapters of Quran as possible before the Ramadan comes to an end? And after Ramadan, if you are able to sustain it, in fact, that will be an everlasting reward for us in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And at the same time, in this month of Ramadan, it is also expected that if you have the wherewithal, we have the resources, we have the means, we can go for lesser Hajj, you can go for minor Hajj, that is Umrah. Because in the month of Ramadan, doing Umrah is meritorious, as we have it in an hadith where the Prophet said, Umrah fi Ramadan ta'adilu hajjatul ma'i, that observing Umrah in the month of Ramadan is equivalent to Hajj carried out in my company. The Hajj carried out in my company is the equivalent of this Umrah that is carried out in the month of Ramadan. So for those that have the resources to go on lesser Hajj in this month of Ramadan is highly rewarding. And lastly, the itikaf that we always carried out in the last 10 days of Ramadan is part of those things that we should have the intention of doing in this month of Ramadan, so that we can have large reward accrued to us in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala benefit us with this message, and may He make all these righteous acts of ibadah easier for us to carry out in this month of Ramadan. We pray that the school from which this message is coming, may Allah continue to keep the flag of the school flying higher and higher. Inshallah, we shall be meeting tomorrow, and before then, my name remains the same, Rasheed, Musa. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ìyá Àlímà aṣáìrìn jìnnà lára búkẹ́ ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ mo rìn gbẹ̀rẹ̀ lónìí mo débi wọ́n gbé fodó òbúlẹ̀ jẹun. Qiblah schools ní ìwé àròtọ̀ tí mo gán ní ẹ̀kọ́ ẹ̀sìn àti ìwà ọmọlúwàbí gbé wọn wò bí ẹ̀wù. Yàrá ìyáwé kàwé wọn ò lẹ́gbẹ́ bámúlókún. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bí ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ wọn ò nírọ̀. Wo ọmọ kan kọ̀ǹpútà kan ni. Ọkọ̀ ń bẹ tí wọ́n fi ń káwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́. Kákéwú kákàwé kákọ́ṣẹ́ ọwọ́ ni tiwọn. Ó jọ mí lójú o.
Ó pẹ́ tèmi ti mọ Qiblah schools bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tí wọ́n rí. Nursery school Qiblah l'Abdullahi mi lahùn sí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni primary wọn ni Yusuf dàgbà sí. Kódà bọ́lọ́n bá yọ̀ǹda Qiblah high school lóyún dàmọ́lágan lọ. Ohun ìṣeré ọmọdé kúnbẹ̀ fọ́fọ́. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni tìdárayá àwọn àgbàlagbà náà ò gbẹ́yìn. Ẹ wo bí bàbá sọ́mọ làwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ àtolùkọ́ wọn ṣe ń bẹ̀.
Qiblah preparatory àti Qiblah high school ló fẹ̀gbẹ́kẹ̀gbẹ́ lójú kan ní plot 2-5 Ìbàdàn South West multipurpose scheme Alẹ́ṣinlọ́yẹ́ Ìbàdàn.
Telephone 08052725253 àti 08033132027. Qiblah schools iwájú lójúgùn gbé.